Hey, welcome. This is Mr. Lone with Reading is Fantastical here with a great another book review for you guys, or you're going to really love it. So hold on, let me grab my notes. All right, so who is your hero? Do you even have a hero? Are you a boxing fan? Who is one of the greatest boxing champions, but from a long time ago? And have you heard this person perhaps do some rhyming, like do poetry? Have you ever heard of float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? I've given you some clues. So once again, this person's a hero, considered to be a hero, a boxer, a great champion, but from a long time ago, and he's been known to do some rhymes, like poetry, like float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. All right, let's go to the next page and see who this person is. All right, there he is. That's the name of the book review. Me and Muhammad Ali, and I happen to have the book here for you. And let's take a look at the bottom there. It shows the author's name is Jabari Asim and illustrated by A.G. Ford. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so let's go to the inside cover here and read from the inside. Like most kids he knows, Langston is a huge fan of boxing, like boxing champion Muhammad Ali. After all, Ali is the greatest for so many reasons: his strength, his speed, his confidence, and his poetry. Langston loves that Ali can float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. And Ollie's words and swagger give Langston the confidence to spin his own verses on the playground. That means he can talk like poetry and rhymes and things of that nature on the playground. When Langston hears the champ is coming to a local high school, he's thrilled until a guard tries to stop him at the door. Fortunately, Langston has learned a thing or two about fearlessness from the champ, and he's about to learn a lesson in graciousness as well. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so here's the copyright page, and just want to make sure to make reference to the fact that, okay, we want to make sure to give credit to the author and to the illustrator as well as to the publisher. But there is some information here that I want to make sure that we read about because we are talking about an actual person's name who is in real life. So, okay, let's read the information here. This book is a work of fiction, which means it's not actually true. Okay, any references to historical information is used fictitiously, which means once again it's not true. Other names, character, places, and events are the products of the author's imagination. Okay, and any references to actual events or places or persons, living or dead, is entirely coincidental. Okay, so this came from the author's imagination. So he tied the name to this fictitious event to create this story. Okay, want to make sure that's absolutely clear. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so you ready to get to the story? Are you sitting comfortably? Are you relaxed? Do you have your reading ears on? Are you being quiet? Are you keeping your hands to yourself? All right, let's go. Go to the next page. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and go to the book here real quick just to make sure that I'm here with you guys. All right. All right. So there's the first page. Okay, so we see some information. Let me get caught up on the book. Make sure I'm with you. All right, so we see some buildings there, some people walking around. So Langston noticed something different in his neighborhood. A new flyer announcing that the great boxing champion Muhammad Ali was coming to town. All right, so we see some people walking around. Let's go to the next page. Ooh, there is Langston. And he sees the flyer on the wall. Boxing champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, local high school event, meet and greet time 3 p.m. And he looks really happy. All right, he's got his books in his hand coming from school. All right, let's go to the next page. All right. So we see some cars and people walking around here. The flyer was in front of a large mural called the Wall of Respect that Langston's dad had helped paint. So we see some of the murals, the pictures that are on the wall there. And so that's a wall of respect. All right. Let's go to the next page and see if we see some more of those pictures. Ah, there it is. There's the next picture. And we see some more pictures on there. And we see all these different pictures, the different people that are on there. And I think the one at the top, second story, in the window one, I think that's a picture of the champ, Muhammad Ali. All right, let's go read what's on the story here. The wall featured the faces of many black heroes, including Langston's favorite, Muhammad Ali. And now the real Muhammad Ali, the champion of the whole world, would actually be here. All right, let's go to the next page. This is already going really good. All right. So we see some designs here. Let's read what's at the bottom. Like most folks, Langston looked up to the champ because of his strength, speed, and confidence. But Langston loved him just as much for his poetry. He was thrilled when Ali promised to float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. That's always one of my favorite things, too. Go to the next page. All right, there he is. Wow, look at it. He looks really cool. The designs in the back. Good job by the illustrator, right? Let's go to the next page. All right. Ooh, look at that face. That was one of the funny faces Muhammad Ali used to make. Oh, let's read what's on the page. He was delighted whenever Ali boasted. Means he talked a bunch of stuff, right? Boasted, bragged, right? Let's see him boxing. Let's go to the next page here. This is cool. This is a really good story. So here's one of the rhymes, I think. I've wrestled with alligators. I've tussled with a whale. I've done handcuffed lightning and thrown thunder in jail. Yeah, that's definitely Ali. All right. All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so now we see some kids outside about to do some jump rope. Okay, so let's read. Oh, it's like it's on the playground. Let's read what's on the page. At recess, the kids were inspired to make up their own rhymes as they gathered on the playground. Langston called up all the confidence belted he had and belted out his rhyme. Oh, this is going to be good. Let's go to the next page and see what Langston's talking about. All right, there he is. He's got his fist going, and it looks like he's got all the kids around him, some cheering and stuff. And let's see what Langston has to say. I'm smart as a fox and fast as a hound. I can sneak up on you without making a sound. That's pretty good. The other kids laughing at that one. Oh, they really love that one. Well, let's go to the next page. All right. Following along with the book. And it looks like we see Langston with his parents here inside their house. All right. We see the newspaper there that his dad's reading, talking about Ali coming into town. Right. Let's go to the next page. All right, Langston had been counting the days till Ali's arrival, and finally the day was here. Everyone's talking about the champ, his dad said, looking at Ali's photo rather, in the newspaper. Langston's mom was just as excited. She liked that Ali was fighting to make the world a better place for everyone. He is never afraid to tell the truth, she said. Langston wanted to be just like that when he grew up. In other words, he wanted to be confident and tell the truth and have a good time, right? Go to the next page. All right, so we see, it looks like Langston's over at the barbershop, okay? Now, this is always going to be interesting. Always guys talking stuff at the barbershop. Let's see. You'll see other kids in there as well, getting their hair cut. And looks like some of the barbers are there talking stuff. Let's go to the next page. All right, so we see another barber here. And so let's read what's on the page. After breakfast, Langston went to the barber shop and got his afro shaped to look just like the champ's. He laughed while the old men swapped stories of their younger days. Mr. Sutton, the barber, had even been an athlete himself. All right, looks like he's holding court there, talking some stuff. Let's see what else Mr. Sutton maybe has to say. Go to the next page. All right, so we see we're still at the barber shop getting his haircut done. Let's see what's written on this page. On the wall was a picture of Mr. Sutton receiving a gold medal. Wow. He stood on a box with a garland of leaves around his head, near portraits of Jersey Joe Walcott, Henry Armstrong, and other champions Mr. Sutton had known and admired. Wow, pretty cool, huh? Let's go to the next page and see what's going on here. All right. Oh, there he is. That must be Mr. Sutton there, and we see the pictures on the wall. All right, let's read what's on the page here. Ali combines the best of them all, of all of them, Mr. Sutton told Langston. I was there when he took the crown from Sonny Liston in 64. That means 1964. Fastest hands I've ever seen. Everyone laughed as Mr. Sutton and Langston pretended to trade punches. Look at him. Yeah, this is pretty cool, all right? Go to the next page. All right, so we see, looks like Mr. Sutton is waving goodbye as maybe Langston is leaving the barbershop. So let's see what's written on this page. As Langston and his mom left for the high school, Mr. Sutton yelled out, "Tell the greatest I said hello." "I sure will," Langston promised as he waved. All right, very good. Go to the next page. All right. So now we see, oh, must be picture on the wall. Look at Langston standing side by side, acting like he's just saying him, right? Let's see read what's written on this page. Then Langston practically floated like a butterfly down the street, dreaming of his hero. All right. Go to the next page. All right. So we see, looks like a lion there. We see Muhammad Ali, boxing champion of the world. They're waiting in line to go to the school. At the high school, let's see, read what's written on here. At the high school, a guard stopped them. I'm sorry, he said, this event is for students only. But we're neighbors, Langston, mom said. We live around the corner. Won't you please let us in? Sorry, ma'am, the guard replied. Wait, Langston said. You gotta let us in. We've been counting down the days. I even got my afro trimmed, please. The guard just shook his head. Let's go to the next page and see what's written there. All right, there's the guard there, and he's telling them no. Well, maybe because Langston's not in high school, maybe he's in middle school. Maybe that's what it's about. That's very interesting. Or maybe have to have a special invite only. All right, let's go to the next page. All right. So let's see here. Okay, so we see, what's the guards there? And see, then a voice boomed. What's the problem here? Langston looked up and could not believe his eyes. Wow, let's go to the next page, see what's in there. It was Muhammad Ali, the world champion himself. Whoa, there he is. Let's go to the next page. And then Afro looked just like him. Go to the next page. All right, let me get caught up because this is really good. Make sure I don't miss any words, any pages in the story, right? All right. Oh, I almost missed a page. All right, so we see the camera person here. All right, when the champ heard about their problem, he put his arms around Langston and his mom and told the guard, don't worry, they're with me. Langston could hardly believe their luck. They all went in together while reporters shouted questions and flashbulbs popped, right? Very cool. Let's go to the next page. And there he is walking in with Langston and his mom. There's the champ. Yay. Let's go to the next page. All right. So now we see Langston felt joyous and proud, like Ali strutting in the ring. We see the picture in the background, all right, of Muhammad Ali. And then we see Langston looking just like him. Pretty good. All right, let's go to the next page. This is a really good story. All right, so let's read on this page. And we see the mural of Muhammad Ali. The next morning, Langston could still feel the champ's energy wrapping him in its warm glow. His hero's face beamed at him as he walked by the wall of respect, right? He was already thinking of recess when he would tell everyone about meeting the champ. Then he would chant some rhymes loud enough for the whole playground to hear. Pretty good. Let's go to the next page. All right. So here we go. I'm quick and I'm strong. I'm black and I'm free. I'm brave and I'm bold like Muhammad Ali. That's a pretty good rhyme, isn't it? All right, let's go to the next page. All right, so here's the author's note that talks about, how he really loved the wall of respect and how he admired Muhammad Ali. So you can read that for yourself. Okay, let's go to the last page here, the back of the book. A little boy's encounter with his hero is everything he's dreamed of. I'm quick and I'm strong. I'm black and I'm free. I'm brave and I'm bold, like Muhammad Ali. Wasn't that a really cool story? I really loved it as well. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Make sure other kids get an opportunity to appreciate the story. You take care and have a great, great day.